And a pleasant Tuesday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to beautiful Tahiti. And today we are in the Cessna 182 Skylane. We're going to do something a little different. I just had a free chunk of time here this afternoon and thought I would just take you around the island of Tahiti, VFR style, just let you check things out. Um, Stumbled on a scenery package. Actually, I was trying to set up for a flight yesterday in down in the Hawaiian Islands, and came across this scenery package that included it included some islands here in French Polynesia, and Tahiti happens to be one of those islands. So here's what we're thinking. I'm gonna take off here from this is the Lone Airport. It's an international airport, actually, Tahiti. I think you pronounce that Fa'a Airport. But we're gonna depart, and the prevailing winds favor departure to the southwest, and we're gonna fly actually just a little VFR loop around this mountain, around this island, I should say, and yeah, we're just going to kind of check out the scenery, and I will share some information with you along the way about which package it belongs to, what the developer is, and all that good stuff as well. But we don't have any ATC down here, so it's going to be mostly just kind of looking around and enjoying the sights and sounds, which is there are plenty of them down here. So, hey, Wolfpack Gamer checking in. Hello, sir. Welcome to Tahiti. And yeah, well, before we take off, let me just pop up and give you a little overview of the international airport as it stands. As you can see, there's quite a bit of detail here. Several buildings on both sides are modeled. Of course, the surrounding area has photoreal and autogen, kind of that combination, and then the town of Tahiti, and then of course, the thing that really catches my eye is just this beautiful mountain that is a part of this island, and the airfield is basically tucked just right in. Um, right in next to sandwiched in between the mountain and the sea. So, but let's get airborne. You'll see what I'm talking about, and yeah, hope you enjoy. We're going to go ahead and make an intersection departure here at Gulf. And like I say, departure favors runway 22. We'll just make one last quick check of the weather. Yeah, winds 3007. Oh, we do have some light icing, but we won't be that high up. Our top altitude is 1500 today, and so we should be well below. Temperatures are a chilly 82 degrees here in Tahiti, and we did actually have an international, yeah, I'm sorry, an airliner here just a couple of minutes ago. I'm on Unicom. I don't see anybody else in the area, so I'm not going to worry about making any kind of a call right now. We're going to just try to focus on getting ourselves airborne. Better get my trim set. Flaps need to be set. We won't worry about the run-up. We just finished a flight, so we're good to go, and on we go around the island of Tahiti. Sit back, relax. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Flaps up, and we will start heading down the beach here. I will put the autopilot on. I don't normally engage the autopilot when we're just flying around the island, but I do want to be able to hop outside and show you some different camera angles here, so you can get a sense for, again, just what this scenery has to offer. And let's see if we can't get it trimmed out here. Bring the power back. We are climbing for 1500, and yeah, we'll take a look here at what's going on. Wolfpack is heading to make himself a quick sandwich. Oh, he said never mind. Man, passing on the sandwich, that's discipline, man. I give you credit. But yeah, welcome to, like I say, welcome to Tahiti. It's just sort of a little bit of a bonus stream today. Enjoying some fantastic scenery down here, and thought I would share. Alright, we're up to 1500. We're leveling off. We'll go ahead and plot our course just kind of down the coastline here, kind of the western side of the island, and let you take a sneak peek. So long story short, last night there was an event down in the Hawaiian Center airspace, and was a lot of fun, as they always are. And I was looking just out of curiosity to see if I could find any scenery, any payware scenery, freeware scenery, whatever. Just because the the default scenery down in the Hawaiian chains in P3D just doesn't do it justice. I'll be honest with you. And so I was looking around, and I stumbled upon Flight Sim Jewels. Now, I'm not being sponsored. I'm just going to give you kind of my 2 cents, and more than anything, I'm going to let you kind of take a look at the things for yourself. View things in your own eyes and see what you think. But the thing that intrigued me, and I don't buy a lot of payware scenery. I like to find the freeware stuff if I can. But whenever I see a sale, that piques my interest. And then when I see that it includes many different airports for the money, then I that's when I really start getting interested. And so this right now they've got a sale going on, 33% discount for the French Polynesia Society Islands, which is where we're flying right now. That's what Tahiti is, a part of that island chain, and you get Hawaii Plus. Now, we're not going to be featuring any of the Hawaiian islands um, or airports in this particular stream. We'll save that for later, but I just want to kind of show you what you're getting for basically. I think it was just a little over $20, like $24 or something like that. And yeah, so just again, I'll kind of share some more details with you as we make our way around the island itself. But again, I think it's time to take another peek outside. Not too bad. I mean, to be honest with you, photoreal scenery is kind of one of those things it can be a double-edged sword. If all you have is the photoreal scenery and everything is flat, two-dimensional, um, it's almost counterproductive. But when you mix in the autogen, the the flora, the fauna, the sea, the sky, all of which, by the way, are enhanced in this package. It really, I tell you what, it makes for a pretty neat experience, a pretty beautiful experience. And I don't have my settings set up. They're not peaked out by any means. So, you'd see a lot more trees, you'd see a lot more buildings if you were able to. If you have a little bit beefier system than I have, which most of you I think do. But yeah, so just again giving you a feel for if you want to take a stab at picking up some unique, I think, payware scenery. This is definitely off the beaten path. I mean, this is basically in between Hawaii and New Zealand. I mean, it's down there a ways. Um, I don't even think I may not even be. Yeah, I may not be able to show you even on the map right now. But they are just way out there in the South Pacific. Of course, a lot of historical significance with this island chain, and in particular, a little bit of an Amelia Earhart tie, which is, I think, always interesting. But yeah, very myself very happy with the initial impressions that the scenery is showing, at least to this point. So you get 14 islands worth, essentially, of scenery here. Um, the Society Islands, and I'm not a history buff, so I don't know a ton about these islands. I've just learned over the last couple days here. Hey, Downwind Sim checking in. Yeah, I'm a long way from home. You've got that right, but don't you just have to like go to Tahiti every now and again, man? I mean, come on, it's gonna be 20 below and 10 inches of snow here pretty soon. So, um, yeah, cheaper in the sim. Yeah, there's no question about it, and maybe even a little more fun. Although it would be nice to be down like on that sailboat right there. Can't quite simulate that, but anyway, just yeah, thanks for checking in, man. I'm just kind of sharing some scenery that I discovered, and as usual, um, I'm the last guy to find these things. But there was an event last night that was a lot of fun down in the Hawaiian island chains, and I didn't have any scenery down there, so I was just out of curiosity, which I'll do no matter what the event is. I'll see if there's well, I always start to see if there's freeware scenery, and if there's not, I'll see if there's a good solid payware alternative, and I came across Flight Sim Jewels. And I've been just kind of pointing out to people that there's a summer sale. It's a 33% discount. It gives you all these, basically, there's 14 islands worth of photoreal scenery, and you get the Hawaii Plus, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. So it kind of covers actually two different parts of the world and gives you a bunch of places that you can fly that you probably, well, I wouldn't at least normally fly if it was not for it was not for a scenery package such as this. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show people what it looked like. I know sometimes it's always tough to pull the trigger, and I don't. Yeah, and Downwind Sim is he's talking about. Of course, a lot of the people that I talk to are X-plane guys, and I know you guys have tons of options as well, and you may you may have some stuff that's available for free that's comparable to this. I don't know, but it sure was nice to find something for P3D that you know um, just opens up a part of the world that, again, a guy wouldn't normally fly if he didn't have a reason. um, and my reason is just I like to do a little small airport feature. Generally we do that on Wednesday, but this Wednesday we're actually going to be up in Boston flying around, doing the pack the pattern thing up there. So this, in a way, is a little bit of a substitute. Although the Tahiti airport that we're flying in and out of um, is an international airport, so it's by no means a small airport. But we'll have some small airports we can fly in and out of, and it'll be a welcome addition to that feature on the channel. Downwind is asking how far is it to the mainland. Well, I'll look at it, but as I'm looking, here's what I'm going to tell you. The Society Islands is a chain of islands that's roughly halfway between Hawaii and New Zealand. So that gives you kind of a feel for how far away from the mainland it is. So as I look at, here's an example. Let's say you're wanting to fly from Tahiti to San Diego. You know, well, you wouldn't be doing it in a Cessna going 140, but it's a good trip. It's 3,500 miles, and again, there's Hawaii, and I think that's New Zealand down there. So you can see where it's at in location. In fact, it's closer to Australia, I think, than it is probably to the United States. Let's see how far it is to Brisbane. YBBN. Yeah, only 3,200 miles to Brisbane. So, I mean, that probably gives you, or that should give you an idea. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to island hop all the way. Yes, there is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but I'm thinking about flying. I did stumble across it accidentally while I was doing my the flight with the DC-3 across the North Atlantic. Why can't I think of the name of it now? But where you fly up Goose Bay and then Narsarsuaq and Reykjavik and into Northern Ireland, Scotland area. But there's a way to fly back down, and it's actually down through Africa and oh, wait a second. No, that doesn't make any sense because that's the Atlantic. My apologies. Yeah, I don't know if you could island hop. You would think there's lots of little islands along the way, and it's we were talking a little bit a minute ago about the Amelia Earhart tie, and these were some of the islands that she was using as she was trying to make her trip around the world. So yeah, I would guess there are some islands down here that you could use to just hop all the way down in something like I don't know if a Skylane would be appropriate, but they recommend like a light twin. I'm sure a King Air or the Twin Otter or something like that would probably be an appropriate aircraft. But yeah, you're right. Downwind, it might be fun to explore. But all right, enough chit chat. Let me be quiet and let you enjoy again some more of the scenery. I'm not sure how well that's coming across in the stream, but pretty spectacular views. All right, so Downwind Sim is thinking about island hopping. I'm gonna direct you to a YouTube channel that you might be interested in. Hopefully the guy doesn't mind because I haven't asked his permission to share this, but there's a guy named AJ Crowley who does a bunch of historical type, um, and that's not all he does, but he does a lot of historical videos, and I don't know if this China Clipper series is down where we're at, Midway Island. No, I guess not, but it seems to me that he's got a, a video or two that is down kind of in this area, and it might be interesting to take a look and see um, if he's found a little bit of a way to island hop across. It'd be kind of interesting to see if you could make it. I mean, they obviously have planes down here because there are airports on each of the, well, I shouldn't say each, but most of the 14 islands have some sort of airstrip, and I'm sure that's a major way of them getting here and there and getting goods here and there. But I wouldn't think they'd have to ship all that stuff down there. I would think a guy'd be able to fly at least some of the planes down there. And maybe it's easier to ship them. I don't know, but yeah. All right, we're just about down to the southeastern tip of the island, and yeah, just about at the halfway point, essentially. Go ahead and start turning up the backside. The cool thing I do like about this, I mean, there's a lot to like about it, but I like the fact that there's these little villages that are tucked in along the way, and they have some detail. Some of them have little ports and things like that. Some of the other islands actually, I believe, have multiple airports. I've only been able to find. I don't know that this is all the airports that are available. Let me count them up here real quickly. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I've found 8 airports so far, and I'm going to continue to dig. The scenery, as you look at the information, is a little bit vague on what airports exactly are a part of this scenery, which I don't mind. I mean, Orbix does that. I mean, they'll sell you, they'll flat out sell you something and say, hey, you're buying this airport, but there are 2 other airports in the near vicinity that are just hidden, waiting for you to discover. I don't mind that, and I'm hoping that there are a few more here that I'm able to find as we fly around. But yeah, Tahiti, I know for sure, has just the one, and my guess is that's the main way that you get down to this part of the world, is you fly into the Fa'a International Airport. Let's turn and head north just a little bit here. Doesn't it remind you a little bit of Papua New Guinea? I mean, it's maybe in some ways more, even steeper and more rugged, but it kind of has that feel to it. Although the airfields there at Papua New Guinea, they're strips carved right into the sides of those mountains, and that makes that kind of fun as well. So yeah, what are the airports that are featured? Well, again, I don't know that these are all of them, but here are the ones that I've found so far. There's of course the one here at Tahiti that we departed from. I do see that there is, and this is in no order, just kind of as I've stumbled upon them, and forgive my pronunciation. There's Motu Mute, which is Bora Bora. That's down in this area as well. There's Temei, which is on the Moria Island. Uturoa, Fare. There's also Maupiti, Tupai, and Titiaroa. And anybody who is in this area that lives here that may, for whatever reason, come across this channel and hear me absolutely destroy the pronunciation of those airfields, please forgive me. I mean no disrespect, but I honestly don't know. I really don't know how to pronounce those airfields. So, and like I say, they're spread across 14 different islands down here. So that's a pretty fantastic chunk of scenery, if you ask me. That's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The main island of Tahiti, and our airfield is just right on the other side of this. But again, you see these little settlements just all along the coast. See these little reefs out here. And a lot of this is just detail that's added with the scenery package. Yeah, just pretty well done, in my opinion. Alright, Downwind has shared something here called soloflights.org. Ah, I see where you're going with this, my good man. Let me get vectored here so we don't run into the island. I like your thinking here, sir. The story of the pilots who flew around the world solo before the introduction of GPS. This is my kind of website, because this is my kind of flying. I am a sucker for this kind of vintage aviation. Thanks for the share, man. I look forward to checking that out. And perhaps, you interested in an around the world flight? Downwind? What do you think, man? There's several different aircraft out there that we could get that are of the vintage variety. I just about pulled the trigger on one the other day. Oh, it's in maybe got to do some studying. Yeah, well, I hear that. Today is actually my final day of vacation. I go back to work tomorrow, so then real world kind of starts. But you know, you could do it over time. That's the beautiful part about flight sim, is you don't have to necessarily do it, you know, right away consecutively and like you would in the real world. Might be interesting. There's some pretty cool tools as far as navigation wise, especially if you want some old school sort of vintage navigation. There's some pretty cool things out there. Now you've got me on a tangent. Not going to be able to focus on what I'm doing. Yeah, I tell you, very good first impression. And while we're sort of making our way around the final little stretch here, let me see if I can share any more information with you. I'm going to withhold kind of the details of Hawaii, which is a part of this package, but I will tell you this. These guys do offer a like a trial version of basically, if I understand correctly, everything. You get the photo real kind of mesh for the Hawaiian Islands, and you get the airport package, and you can basically test it out and see what you think. But I think it's I think it's worth taking a look, if nothing else. I mean, I don't know. You can see if this grabs you or not. You've kind of seen just a tip of the iceberg here, so to speak. Haven't even went up to Hawaii just yet, but they've got some pretty cool features that are included with their scenery. In terms of installation, that's probably the only knock I'll give on this scenery, is it was a little bit tricky. I mean, now that I've got it installed, and I don't know that I have everything fully functioning, but I think I've got the vast majority of all the features, rocking and rolling. But the installation was a little bit tricky. Dang it! I've got a little click spot there. I got to quit clicking. When I click right there, for some reason, it sets the parking brakes. Weird. So you do really have to pay attention to the installation instructions, and but I will say this: I had one little issue, and I reached out and got a reply back. I didn't have to go search through 900 pages of forums on AvSim or whatever. I was able just to email the person that sent me the activation code, and they got right back to me and pointed me in the right direction, and really honestly, all of the instructions are there, and if you just take your time and follow them, you're going to be just fine. I had my biggest issue is I installed it in the wrong folder, and it's yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into great detail, but once I figured out which folder to put it in, that worked just fine. P3D liked it plenty well. I mean, it was not an issue as far as that goes, and the installation process worked also very, very well. I just didn't install it in the right spot. So Downwind is kind of doing some research here. I can tell he's going to be a good guy to have in that navigator seat. It looks like one needs to be able to make the flight from California to Hawaii, and then after that, there are the rest of the legs are shorter. Yeah, I'm pumped. I've got that site bookmarked. I can't wait to take a closer look once we put her down at Fa'a'a International, and you can see the runway lights are right there. So we're going to pull the autopilot off and just kind of fly the rest of the approach. We're pretty well straight in. The winds have not changed a whole heck of a lot. 280 at 8, and yeah, we should be able to just make basically a straight in approach. I'm gonna have to look. I don't even know. Whoa, I'm peeking over here and I'm losing track of what I'm doing. Well, you know what, I was going to try to pull up the airport chart here, but oh, there we go. Runway 4 and runway 22. So yeah, we'll take runway 22. That's a better choice for us. I do have a visual there, but we'll just kind of use that just in case. I think I might even have the VOR tuned in to the airfield, not the. I don't know if there's an ILS or anything like that, but just in case we have to fly a traffic pattern we have to go around or something, it's kind of nice to have that as a reference. Okay, so we're making our turn to final. We are low. We never did get above really 1,500. I'm going to go ahead and pull the power back because we are plenty fast. And let's see what kind of a landing we can make here into the international airport located on the island of Tahiti. There's a notch of flaps. Trying to get things stabilized here with the trim. Don't want to get too slow too quickly. Just about ready to jump into the glide slope here. Don't know if I'll be able to show you, but there is this shipyard right here just off our 11 o'clock, and it's just fantastic. Apparently there's animated shipping traffic you can turn on. I've got a lot of that stuff really down. The settings are low just because it kicks my frame rates butt. But yeah, if you've got the machine that can run it, I would think you'd have a heck of an immersive experience here. Alright, now we're trimmed out a little bit better. Why does it look like there's something on the runway? There is something on the runway. Oh my goodness. That guy's back taxiing, and I had no idea he was there, and he has no idea that we're here. I'm gonna have to make a call here. I wonder if he'll hold in the run-up area, or if he's gonna come out. Nope, he's coming out. Well, let's see if he vacates before we get there. We're pretty doggone slow, or I mean, we're a Skylane for crying out loud. Oh yeah, he's on the roll. We're okay. Yeah, you know, that's a lesson to be learned right there. You should always check and make sure that there's no traffic in the area that could potentially be wanting to use the same runway as you. Okay, down we go. Well, I didn't get to show you the shipyard there. Hopefully you could take a peek at it anyway. Wouldn't hurt us a bit to be a little long here. We have quite a taxi down to the other end. Maybe hold it off a little bit here. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just bring her down. And welcome back to Tahiti. Wonder where that guy's going. We'll have to take a look here and see. Bring the flaps up. We've got to go, you can see the tower area. Our parking area is basically across from the tower. And yeah, we'll be there in just a little bit. But hey, I appreciate you guys hopping on here. Nick's Aviation, thanks for stopping by. I saw you in the air the other day. I was trying to get myself logged into VATSIM to say hello, but I was unsuccessful. I had quite the interesting evening last night. Got sent on an ice cream run, and yeah, really went downhill from there, but that's okay. And downwind, man, yeah, we may have to talk a little bit. Perhaps that could be something that a little around the world trek we could work on. You know, maybe we could work on that over the winter months or something. Hey, yeah, I mean, ice cream runs are the best, and that was definitely the highlight of the evening. When I got back, flight sim wise, it wasn't quite the same, but that's okay. We had some blizzards from Dairy Queen, and yeah, it was, you know, it's a great way to end the day. But anyway, well, here we are. We're back kind of at the fuel pumps. There are some crazy ramp markings here at this place. I can only imagine all the different types of aircraft that they bring in and out of here. So we're just going to try to find one roughly and see if we can't get it shut down. I do want to let you know that we do have, despite the fact that I'm back to being a working stiff, that should work. I'm planning on being back tomorrow night. We've got the Pack the Pattern event going on up in Boston, and so sometime around midnight Zulu, be up there. Haven't exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to fly just yet, but I do want to be up in that area. It's always a fun time. All right, lights are all off, avionics off. Turn the generator off. Turn the battery off. Let's just take a peek and make sure. Oh, cabin vent we still had open. And then again, we got to make sure all this stuff is taken care of. The pitot cover will go on. Tie downs, wheel chock. We'll set the control locks, and it's pretty well stowed up, folks. Okay, that's it for the stream today. A little bonus stream around Tahiti. We'll definitely be back in this area, as you can see. Really beautiful area. It's I have no regrets picking up the scenery. It was about $25 or something. And as you're going to find over the next several one of these types, we'll feature this scenery basically several times. You get a lot for your money. So, Downwind Sim, good to see you too. Nix, again, as always, thanks for checking in. I hope all is well. Hope that laptop gets back to you ASAP. And until next time, guys, we'll look for you on TCAS. And you guys have yourself a fantastic Tuesday. God bless.